On today's episode of WatchJRGo, we are back in the shop with my unfixable C6 Corvette. It keeps fighting and we keep fighting back, but so far it's won the battle. What is going on, guys? I am WatchJRGo, and today, like I said, we are back with my C6 Corvette that looks incredible now with these new wheels and tires on there. Take a look at that. That is absolutely crispy with those Continentals. But in the last episode with the Corvette, not only did we put those new wheels on there, we also did the evap vent solenoid, and we put a new factory gas cap on there. That's like $1,000 of stuff that we did to this car in one hit. And I was like, that's it. It's got to be fixed forever now. And guess what? One drive in, the evap light came, the check engine light came back on, and it is for evap system vent performance. With a new evap vent solenoid and with a new gas cap, which means, and of course we've checked the charcoal canister, we've checked every line, we've blown out all the lines. There is nothing that can be wrong with this Corvette at this point, except for what you guys said in the comment section. Might be true. A few people said I had the same problem, that it was the purge solenoid. But we've checked the purge solenoid. As you guys know, we have actuated the purge solenoid under the hood, and we have ran it from 0 to 90%. At 100 it resets, it says value out of range. So we do know the purge solenoid does work. It makes all the right noises. The flow does change up and down. But at the same time, there's a chance that maybe that's full of dirt as well. And it was working while we were testing it, but it's actually bad. So today, we are gonna do the unthinkable. We're gonna change the purge solenoid, even though there is nothing indicating that it's actually what's broken. It's just the last thing in the entire evap chain, except for the charcoal canister, and we have determined that we are not going to replace that. Also, we are in the middle of the worst heat wave ever in Kansas. I mean, maybe not the worst ever, but we're in dangerous heat mode here. The single mini split on the shop is actually struggling to keep up for the first time ever. I'd say it's really, really hot in here, and that thing is running full blast. I haven't kicked on the second one yet, but I don't want to pay the power bill for the second one either. But I got in this, hit start, and the coolant temp was already at 104 the second the car booted up. How wild is that? It is hot, hot, hot. So all the surfaces are crazy hot right now. Everything is just crazy hot. But let's jump in here and swap out this purge solenoid. So first things first, we gotta open this bad boy up, and I had this perfectly clean. Look at it, it's filthy again. Anyway, the car is pretty gross from being outside for a day. And we'll pop the hood open here, and I haven't even put the engine covers back on the C6 yet because I thought we might end up doing a little bit more troubleshooting here. So, I mean, it's running great at this point. Let's take a look at the crossover tube here. I hope that's not a, I mean, it should move around, but there's a little, this is where the evap connects to the intake right here, right? So it comes from the back of the car on this tube, and then it goes over, it goes through the solenoid, out of the solenoid, back over, and into the intake. And we should check, I wanted to get this trash out of there. We should wiggle this guy off of here and check to make sure that connection is all good. I mean, I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be. Boy, that connector sure will not come off of there. We're just gonna guess that it's good. I don't think it's leaking. We could pressure test it, but we shouldn't need to either. Before we just throw a purge valve at it, I figured we might as well fill it up with some smoke too. And I'm not seeing a single, even a hint of a leak. So if we open the gas cap, we should actually see smoke coming out of the gas cap here. Let's see what happens. See? Okay, close the gas cap. That's not leaking. Nothing leaks. There's nothing wrong, Corvette. There's nothing wrong. We should also see smoke rolling down towards the floor here. Not a single thing from that vent solenoid that's in there. Ooh, look, I see a little smoke right there. Where's it coming from? Oh, it's just leaking at our fitting because we have too much pressure in there. Well, what? There's nothing wrong. I even took the Schrader out, guys, don't worry. Schrader valve's right here. The Schrader had some dirt on it, so it's possible that that was an issue. At this point, we have a lot of tank pressure. The gas cap isn't leaking even a hair. It just fogs out of there now. We still have zero smoke coming out of the back end. Not even a hint. And of course, everything that matters is basically either right here or it's the gas cap over there. So there's really nothing else we can look into. Okay, we still have a leak up here though, so we're obviously putting a bunch of pressure in. Ooh, it looks like it's dripping. How much do we have in the system? Oh, too much. Baby oil city. You know what, guys? I think I might have been watching too much Rich Rebuilds. It's not baby oil, it's mineral oil. Intestinal. Oh, man, I can't imagine. Just after what that tastes like when it's smoke, I don't know if you want to ingest that at all. Well, if there's nothing else that's wrong, what could it be other than the purge solenoid? I really don't think that's the failure, but it's so cheap that it's worth trying. So let's head to O'Reilly's right now and pick up some parts, and then once we put that in, we can reassemble this whole car, which I'm very excited about. So let's get on the road. Look at that truck with those power stop brakes. It might be dirty, I get it, it's filthy, it needs a detail, but red brakes, I thought it was gonna be too much. It's kind of perfect. Woo! I like it. At least it looks black when it's in the dark. All right, guys, we are here at O'Reilly's to pick up this purge solenoid. They had it in stock, which I think is because it's probably like the GM purge solenoid. I don't think they keep Corvette parts like that in stock, but it says they got it. Well, thanks, brother. I hope this solves it once and for all. We've tried far too hard. So many parts. I literally threw the parts cannon at this, but there's nothing left except for the parts cannon.
Hey, it can only get worse.
Yep, they can only get worse. And then, well, you said you were going to buy it, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, cool.
Yep.
Get rid of that Mustang, upgrade to a Corvette.
I'll sell my liver, my brother, and I might be able to come up $10,000 short. It's
not even that expensive. I figure a brother has to trade for a reasonable amount.
All right.
All right, later, man.
Have a good one.
All right. Still smells like Rich Rebuilds was here. I mean, sorry, mineral oil. Anyway, we are back from O'Reilly's with CP471. This is the purge solenoid for probably a lot of GM vehicles, if I had to guess. If they keep this bad boy in stock, no, they keep multiples of these in stock, so it almost has to be. Yep. You know, I almost feel like that one allowed air one way and not the other way. So I was kind of thinking maybe it has a check valve in it. This one doesn't allow air either way. So maybe the whole time it was a bad purge solenoid too. We're about to find out. Okay, obviously this is the world's easiest job. We got to get that clip off of there. Don't break it, you know? So give it a little wiggle, and there we have that out. And then this just slides off with a wiggle as well. Oh, I guess I have to pry that tab up. The tab wasn't on when I originally took it off, and I put the tab back. So now I gotta get a screwdriver in there, pop that tab up just a little bit, and then give it the wiggle. All right, there's our old one. Still filthy, you know, and that's kind of after cleaning it up and all that good stuff. We did a lot of work to try to make this thing nice very quickly when I first picked it up. So now we can slide our new one into the bracket here, and I think it slides in just like that, and plugs in just as easily. I probably should have plugged it in first, huh? Okay, this time it's gonna go right on. And we already have that line connected. Now for this line here, and she's locked on. Make sure this one's also locked in. All right, the new purge valve is all installed. Didn't take more than a few minutes there. And at least it's pretty easy to get to, especially if the valve cover covers are off. So now we're gonna put the valve cover covers back on. Guys, don't ask me why, but this is actually hard to do. Not over here on the passenger side, but the driver's side is actually pretty hard to get done because you have to go around the fuel line, which ends up taking forever. So over here, it's just a couple of minutes, wiggle it around the dipstick like that, and you'll find where it pops onto the fuel rail. Look at that. So one side is done. And now this other side, the driver's side, is going to take forever. Actually forever. All right, it's time for the hard one here. This one, you have to work this fuel line up and around it. Who engineered this? And then you have to fight the cover through the corner here. And then shove it back in. I will never understand why that exists. It is maybe one of the most difficult things you ever have to do on a C6. Put that cover back on. Wow. But we got it done. And now it's just lining everything up and knocking this vacuum hose for the brake booster out of the way. Okay, here we go. It's on! Look at that, it's filthy now too, covered in dirt. I wish I had some of that Coke Kimmy we use to make the engines pretty, but it's just dust. So, that looks better. Now she looks like a Corvette again. All right, guys, it's time to clear the codes for the last time, but first let's hop in here and start this thing up and see if it's any happier. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna have the old codes still. Yep. At least the car's cooling off, that's something. It's still hot outside, but the car cooled off 10 degrees. Speaking of things that need fixed, I still need to find that cap for that button right there. But we got the Autel hooked up. It looks like it's about to connect to the car any moment now. There we go. And we should be able to run through here, clear the codes, and then we can go try this out again. And yep, evap system vent performance. That was our code. Time to clear it, quick erase here. And let's also, there might be an evap system test altogether on here. And if there is, we're gonna run that. Obviously we were able to actuate all the solenoids and make sure they all made noise, right? They all seemed like they were working before, but now they're all new. So there's really nothing left that can be broken on this thing. So final code clear. And I think we are out of the woods with the Corvette. Who knew there was a built-in evap service bay test? All right, yes, I do want to run the onboard test. Turn ignition off, wait 10 seconds. 1, 2, 10. Now you have to wait forever. And it's on. Okay. Yeah, it's in park. Start engine, hold engine speed. Okay, 2,000 RPM. What's it doing? I assumed it would be doing things here. Fuel tank pressure is going down. Now it's going up. I can only assume vent solenoid is open and purge solenoid is closed currently. But the pressure is climbing. A little bit. Well, do we have a check engine light? Nope. But the purge solenoid is like running all the way through its ramp here. This is kind of an odd test, guys. I kind of wonder if this is meant to be combined with like an external pressure sensor on the Schrader valve or something like that. Well, guys, I'm gonna go put some drive cycles on this car now because I think that was, it was the last thing in the evap system there. But we have no codes here after we cleared it, ran that evap service bay test. And I assumed that service bay test would be like, you know, check this or this is going on. Usually there's more of a walkthrough on the test. So I wonder if that's just something that you use to get the diag info off the ECU and then you check it externally with a pressure gauge or something like that. I don't know, but it knows tank pressure. Like it knows tank pressure because it's reflected in the voltage there. And it was definitely moving around. I don't know if that's a good sign or not because without the factory service manual, you really just don't know what it means. 1.1 volts could mean no pressure, and 1.7 volts could mean no pressure. You don't know which way the scale runs. So that's why I'm kind of guessing, and I was hoping the service bay test would walk us through any further troubleshooting on it. But hey, you know what? We leak tested it, and we've got all of the electronics replaced, so now it's just time to drive the C6 some more. But hopefully the unfixable Corvette is permanently fixed now. And the best part is, now it's all put back together for once. I had those covers sitting on my floor, and I didn't want to break them for far too long. So there you go, guys. That is it for today. A complete evap system replacement on a C6, and hopefully now the cheapest C6 ever sold is happy for the rest of its days. That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop WatchJRGo.com for cool shirts, not like this, even though this is the National Corvette Museum shirt. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. Honestly, the more I look at this thing with the new wheels on it, I absolutely love them. They sure are pretty, you know, they match the silver exactly, so it just keeps getting better and better. Better than when I picked it up, that's for sure. We've about brought it all the way back to life.